It's pretty easy to imagine your life with less clutter, but the process of achieving a clutter-free state is much harder to actually do. Not because it's physically taxing, but because it's mentally and emotionally draining. So today I'm going to be sharing some helpful steps you can take to finally get rid of all of that stuff you don't need. First, focus on what you want to gain from this experience, because this process is about gaining, not losing. Getting rid of stuff often feels like you're losing things. You have less, you're giving something up. So it's really helpful to flip your mindset and focus on what you're gaining instead, whether that's time. You don't have to maintain so many things. It's easier to clean around your home, or it's sanity. You aren't tripping over things anymore, or you aren't shoving clothes into dresser drawers that are overflowing. Maybe you're gaining money because you're not shopping as much and all of those funds are now going into a savings account. Decluttering is very much a mental process, so you need to frame it in your mind as something that's adding to your life, not taking away. Next, create your vision. What do you want your home and your life to look like after this process? I love Pinterest for this. Go on Pinterest and make a board of rooms, closets, garages, bathrooms, whatever it is you're trying to simplify. Make a board full of goal images, or maybe you like watching minimalist home tours on YouTube. Make a playlist of all those videos that inspire you. This is going to be helpful because there are going to be times in your decluttering journey where you're going to hit a roadblock. You're going to be going through stuff and you can't make a decision and you're stressed and you just want to like shove it all back in the closet or under the bed or in the drawer or wherever it came from and like tell yourself you'll deal with it later because it's just too much. When that happens, go grab your phone or your laptop and pull up that Pinterest board and look at those images and be reminded of why you are doing this. Watch those videos of people in their perfect minimalist homes and you'll be reminded why you're feeling pulled toward this lifestyle. The next thing you need to do is ban shopping temporarily. For a lot of us, when we've decided we have too much stuff and we want to get organized, we like to start with a trip to go get organizational supplies. Like, who here has decided that you're going to spring clean and you start with a trip to the Container Store? And we tell ourselves that it doesn't count as shopping because it's for organization, but we're still getting the shopping high off of it. We're still bringing new stuff into our home and it's making us feel accomplished even though we've made zero progress. It's kind of like when you decide you're going to start exercising, so you go buy new workout clothes and then you feel kind of accomplished because it feels like you've taken a step to start exercising again by buying these new outfits, except you haven't actually exercised yet. Going and buying organizational stuff gives you this feeling of I've started, I've accomplished something, except you haven't accomplished anything yet because you haven't started going through your stuff and getting rid of it. You also need this shopping ban because sometimes when you get rid of a bunch of stuff, a natural response will be to go shop to fill its place. It can feel different or uncomfortable to not have so much around you. You might have moments where you're like, I have nothing to wear, there's nothing left. And the point of the process is to get comfortable having less. So get rid of your stuff and then let yourself just sit with the new reduced amount of stuff before you start shopping again. Next, you want to make a list of the areas and types of items you want to clean out. Making a list and breaking up the process into smaller sections makes it feel more manageable and less overwhelming, and it also helps you to kind of create a pace. Like, you can plan to tackle one thing a day or one thing a week or per month, depending on how much time you have to devote. And then for whatever section you're on, it's important to declutter by item type. You want to go through your home and round up everything of that type of item and put it together. So if you have jackets in your bedroom closet, your hall closet, on a hook by the door, and in the trunk of your car, you want to go get all of those jackets and throw them in a pile together. Otherwise, you might not realize how many jackets you actually have. You might have 5 jackets in your bedroom closet, 5 in your hall closet, 5 on a coat hook rack thing by the door, and 2 in the trunk of your car. And if you went through those rooms individually, you'd be in your bedroom thinking, there's only 5 jackets here and there's a variety between them. But when you throw them all together, you realize there was a jean jacket in your bedroom and in the hall, and you don't need both. And this goes for shoes, it goes for towels, cleaning supplies, whatever you're trying to downsize. The next thing that is so important for this process, seriously, make a mental note or write this down. You need to focus on what you want to keep not what you want to get rid of, and I will tell you why. Our natural instinct when we go to start decluttering is to look in a drawer or look at our closet and think, okay, what can I pull out of here to get rid of? That is the opposite of what you should be doing, and this is going to completely change your decluttering game. Don't start by pulling out all of the things you think you don't want anymore. Go through and pull out all of the things you love. You know which items those are. Those are the ones that as soon as they're all dirty, it's laundry time, because that's the stuff you want to wear. It's the shirt or the sweater you wear 2 or 3 times a week. It's the pair of jeans that you probably should wash more often, but none of us do because we all hate washing jeans and breaking them back in. It's the items that if you were going on a trip, if you were packing for 3 days, it's the stuff you'd throw in your suitcase because it's your favorite stuff that you love and you feel comfortable in and you wear all the time. So make a pass through your closet, through the drawer, whatever it is you're clearing out, and pull out everything you love. Then after that, everything else is negotiable because you had a chance to pull it out when you were pulling out things that you loved and you didn't. For whatever reason, everything else left in there is not a love for you, or else you would have pulled it out. You left it, which means it's up for discussion. You are going to clear out so much more stuff if you pull out everything you love and then you look at everything else and recognize, I don't love any of this. The next thing you need to do is get rid of the stuff in a timely manner. You do not want to go set this in your garage and then sleep on it and think about it a couple weeks and then go poke around in it again. You have made your decision and you need to follow through with it. You need to sell it, donate it, or toss it if it's not in good condition. I would also recommend being realistic with yourself about the process of selling items. Something that I did when I first started decluttering is I convinced myself that I was going to sell everything. I was going to put clothes on eBay and online like Poshmark and stuff like that. And that's a good idea if you have something that has a notable resale value, but the reality is that's very time consuming. And the problem is I left these piles of stuff sitting around for months telling myself I'm going to get around to listing it all when it really wasn't even worth that much to begin with. And it was keeping me from experiencing the true benefits of getting the stuff out of my life. Now, there's no question of whether or not you're going to get stuck during this process. You are going to get stuck. It is exhausting. Your brain is gonna play tricks on you. You're gonna feel like you need to hold on to everything. When this happens, I want you to take a minute and think of the highlights of your life. For me, that is camping at the lake when I was a kid. And on my 15th birthday, my friends came and kidnapped me out of bed in the morning and blindfolded me to go get donuts. I had the best 4th of July in Tennessee with my family a few years ago, and we sat out on this deck on a hot summer's night. And there were fireflies and crickets, and it was just magical. Think of the highlights of your life, your best memories, and then think about how many of them are tied to a physical material thing. None of my highlights have ever been tied to a pair of shoes or a fall jacket. Getting rid of these things is not giving up any highlights of your life. I guarantee you that 10, 15, 20 years from now, you're not gonna look back on this period of your life and think of the best times and think of all of the stuff that's sitting in front of you while you're decluttering. None of that is going to even cross your mind. When my friends kidnapped me for birthday donuts, I can't tell you what my favorite pair of shoes was then, what was hanging in my closet, what kind of handbag I carried. I couldn't tell you any of that. I don't remember any of it. It doesn't matter. And I know that when you're sitting there with all this stuff in front of you, it feels like it all matters. It feels like it's important. You feel like you're getting rid of something, and I promise you, you're not. And then the last thing you need to remember is it's a marathon, not a sprint. Simplifying your life is a journey. It's a process. I'm still in the middle of my process. I don't feel like I'm as minimal as I could be. I definitely still have more than I need, but it's a process. It's a process to become comfortable with not having an attachment to material things. So just remember that it's a journey. You might declutter a whole bunch of stuff and then start accumulating some more and realize, oh, I kind of slipped back into my old habits and have to go through and declutter a little bit more. Constantly chipping away at it is going to be your key to success. I hope this has been helpful to anybody thinking about starting a decluttering process or anybody who's in the midst of one. Maybe you've gotten on YouTube to get a little hyped up for some decluttering. That's definitely something that I do. I'm gonna go ahead and link a video that I did recently up here called 15 Things I No Longer Buy if you would like to see something similar to this. If you enjoyed this video, please give give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you know when new videos are posted. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I use Squarespace to run my website and I absolutely love the layout that I have, and it was so easy to put together. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform for any kind of online presence, whether it's a store or a blog or a place to show off your artwork, and they have 24/7 customer service. So head over to squarespace.com to sign up for a free trial. You can build your site, get it all ready to go, and then visit squarespace.com/AllisonAnderson to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.